Let me ask you this. Have you ever dreamed of creating your own great game or application for the iPhone or iPad with no programming skills in just 4 weeks and hit pay dirt with it in the App Store? Hi, my name is Mike, and in this short presentation, I'm going to share my most closely guarded secrets with you. Be sure that this presentation won't be around for a long time, so watch closely while you can. But first, let me put the money where my mouth is. Let me log in to my Apple developer account in real time and show the latest sales. Okay, here we are. Let's go to iTunes Connect and log into my account. Now, let me show you my stats real quick. Here we are. Take a look on the weekly trend of free apps downloads. Thousands of downloads every week, and it keeps growing. Looks great, doesn't it? But how about paid apps? Let's check the latest report. Last payment, $63,000. Not bad, huh? And here are the earnings by countries. Impressive numbers. Looks impressive? I bet it does. But wait, that's not all. Besides selling the apps and games, you also make huge money on the advertising networks, such as AdMob and iAdNetwork. Let's check out the latest revenue reports. $13,117 during the last 7 days. Not too shabby, and that is from ads in free apps. Crazy, isn't it? But now, let me tell you the ugly truth. It looks like I'm raking in money now, but the truth is that it was not always like that. Just 6 months ago, I was completely struggling. I had no programming skills, no team, and no money. The only thing I had was a great desire to create the game of my dreams. Since childhood, I have always had a dream to make it big. I was thinking my game over and over and over again during those sleepless nights, imagining the characters and heroes, levels, gameplay tricks, etc. Does that sound familiar to you? To be honest, I'm a big fan of the iPhone, so I did not even consider the idea of creating games for anything else but the iPhone or iPad. But I was missing the main thing. I had no team and no programming skills at all. Even worse, I did not even have a technical education. Over and over again, I have been reading the blogs and reports about the gold rush in the App Store, where small guys like you and me achieved immense success by creating simple but great applications or games. Did you know that guys from the top applications part of the App Store are selling over 35,000 copies a day? 35,000! If you sell your app for 99 cents and get 70 cents from it after Apple commission cuts, you are left with a pure profit of $24,500 per day. Well, you can't live with that, but it's a good start, isn't it? This thought would not let me sleep well. Of course, I did not live in the illusion that I would get on top with my first app, but you know me already. I'm the kind of guy who always wants to reach the stars. So my target was to get into the top 100 apps at least. Here's what I did. I decided to take it really seriously. First, I bought all the books available in my local Barnes & Noble store and on Amazon as well. Everything from iPhone development for dummies to the advanced expert stuff. Oh boy, that was a real headache to read all that stuff. It took me about 3 months alone to read all those books. And you know what? After I tried to implement the knowledge, I was totally disappointed. Most of the printed books turned out to be completely outdated. You know it is a long process after you write a book. It goes to the publisher, stays in editing for weeks, then the printing office keeps delaying it again and again. Then you need to distribute it throughout the country to local shops, etc. And the things change so fast. Once the iPod was released, next year iPhone, then iPhone 3GS, then iPad, then iPhone 4. The list goes on and on. Things change so fast, and these printed books can't even catch up. Most samples were outdated and never worked for me. What a bummer. So finally, after reading all this crap, my head was ready to explode, and I decided to take action. My first game was supposed to be the simple hidden object game. You know, where you tap the screen to find the hidden objects. I found out that these kinds of games are very popular among people, and I figured out it is pretty easy to make it. You simply need several images properly cut into layers and a little bit of coding. Getting a developer account with Apple was pretty easy, so I went ahead and opened it and started the development. Since I had no one to help and guide me, I guess I spent 3 times longer than average creating it than I actually needed to. In about 2 months of sleepless nights, my game was finally ready. The approval process from Apple took about a week. This week of waiting was the most frustrating time for me. It felt like time itself stopped. I got so nervous my hands even shook. What if they disapproved of it? I have read tons of horror stories about developers failing because Apple did not accept their game or delayed approval for months. I could not even sleep. I was checking my email and dev account every minute to see the desired "Your app was approved" message from Apple. I was so noxious, I even sent 3 follow-up emails asking Apple why it takes so long. Don't do that, guys. I heard you only make the reviewers angry if you display impatience. Finally, I got approved and the sales started. I went to bed dreaming about loads of cash rushing into my pockets. And can you imagine what happened? I failed miserably. The next day, when I checked my sales, I saw the devastating numbers. 16 copies sold. Total net profit, $9. Well, obviously not the kind of numbers I was expecting. The next day, 11 copies, then 8 copies, then about 2 to 3 copies per day during the next week. After 2 weeks, my total net profit was around $50. Sounds like now I have enough money to invite my girlfriend to McDonald's, right? What an epic failure. And here is why. Creating a great app or game is only part of the story. The most important part is how to sell it successfully and get on top of App Store sales. That's what most developers are missing, failing one after another in their efforts to live their dream. They put all their efforts into the development and miss the most important part, successful marketing. Even the best app can remain totally unknown if you fail to market it properly. Once I realized this, I decided not to give up. So I spent the next 6 months making the comprehensive market research. I contacted 135 top Apple apps and games developers asking for help and advice. As you may expect, 90% of them simply ignored me. But you know, I am not the kind of guy who gives up easily. Those 10% who replied gave me knowledge you'd never find in books or on the internet. I could personally meet some of them and receive the most valuable insider information on how this market works. Oh, you can't imagine how it turned my worldview upside down. Nearly everything I learned before was wrong. That's how top developers keep the information from small guys like you and me so they can rake in money, while we can't even sell 10 copies. Did you know there is a list of elite developers who get fast approvals, premium placing in What Are We Playing, and other top ratings and benefits? All this information is a well-kept secret from us, so no surprise that thousands and thousands of new developers who enter the market fail one after another. While you get confused reading and learning hundreds of ways of advertising your app, these guys use only a couple of ways that really work and don't even waste their time on others. Where to advertise the app? How to get traffic to the page? Should I order paid reviews or not? Should I create blogs? Do I need to make support forums for my game? Should I make my app free and earn money only by selling ads inside? Or is it better to get rid of ads and sell the app itself? All these questions could leave the newbie developer totally confused, and as a result, on the road to total failure in achieving success in the Apple Store. Let me tell you this. Like Tony Robbins once said, become the best by modeling the best. Find out what the best developers do and mimic their techniques. Use their secrets and tricks, and you will become successful. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Use what is already working. Don't spread out efforts on useless stuff that takes up your time but never brings results. And you know it already. You've seen the proof before. Once I started implementing these ideas, my sales started to go up and up. Literally, through the roof. Now my girlfriend and I are even thinking on opening our own McDonald's on the franchise next year on a $506,000 investment and a $45K per year franchise fee, so we can secure my profits in some real offline business. Well, okay, maybe McDonald's sounds too crazy, but if not McDonald's, I can predict we'll buy some luxury apartment on the California coast for sure. But after all that, I still realize that I owe my success to the few generous people among the top developers who decided not to ignore me and help me out by sharing their valuable knowledge with me. Without it, nothing could be possible. That's why I decided to gather all my knowledge and resources and put up a comprehensive course on iPhone and iPad development secrets. My main goal was to make a full multimedia course that I can easily update on a monthly basis instead of writing the boring printed book that will become outdated even before it comes on the store shelf. Secondly, I wanted to make my course really newbie-friendly. The arrogant expert authors are so proud of themselves that they don't even bother to explain the details for people who are just starting out and don't have any programming knowledge at all. They all assume you are at least an expert in C++ before you start learning Xcode and other iPhone development stuff. I decided to change this approach completely. You know I had no programming skills at all when I started out, so I don't expect you to know anything about programming. You don't have to have any technical knowledge. If you can operate your iPhone and basic computer software, that's all we need to start. What does that mean to you? Well, it means that you won't have to spend 12 months and tens of thousands of dollars figuring this out like I did. More importantly, it means you can start creating your own app or game today and making money with it tomorrow. Here is what my course is all about. During the 4 weeks, I am going to take you by the hand and follow through the whole process of creating your first app or game. I promise, we'll do it the easy and fun way. No boring theories, no hardcore programming, no useless stuff. Only practical information and step-by-step instructions. Here is what we are going to cover in the first week. Like I mentioned before, I don't expect you to be an expert right off the bat. So first of all, we are going to cover the great variety of basic information on how to start and apply yourself in different areas of game and application development. From creating your first Hello World application to developing your first game with Cocos 2D Toolkit. Did you know that Cocos 2D is considered one of the easiest ways of creating good apps and will be the most used toolkit next year? You will also discover how to create your first web application using iWebKit and animated application using Adobe Flash CS5. We'll also discuss how to debug your application and get rid of the bugs so you have all the knowledge necessary to dive into more in-depth information over the following weeks. And like I said, it'll be painless. We'll do it the easy and fun way. In weeks 2 and 3, you will discover different iPhone development tools starting from simple Xcode to more advanced stuff like Cocos 2D and iWebKit secrets and tricks. Let me warn you, even if this may sound complicated, I put my information, tutorials, and samples in such an easily understood manner that you can feel yourself becoming an expert even if you are a total newbie. We are also going to learn the 2D and 3D editing software for game and app development, and some sort of cheat kinds of software and tricks, for those of you who want to use advanced stuff without wasting months on learning it. That's why I call it the Lazy Person's Guide to Success. I just give what you really need and don't waste your time describing stuff you will never use. As a result of week 3, you will have your first game or application ready to go. In the final week, we are going to cover the most important part of the story, how to market your game and finally make money by selling it in the App Store. Time to get the money rolling. Let's be honest with each other. After all, you want to make good bucks with it, don't you? I have prepared a lot of good, fresh, updated stuff on how to market your game and where to get the dirt cheap targeted traffic. We'll also cover the most recent trends in game development, what genres are popular now and in the next year, what are the best converting ways to promote the game today and next year. So, what would you expect to pay for the product that finally shows you how to create your own app or game and start making money with it in an easy and fun way? Before you answer, hold on, because there's more. Remember I mentioned that I got in contact with some of the best iPhone developers out there, and about the incredible knowledge I learned from them? Here is what I decided to do. I created a special bonus report with the interviews and secrets right from these great people, and I am going to give it to you as a gift if you join my group. So what do you think would be a fair price for the first real-time iPhone and iPad development multimedia course that really works and makes you achieve the results? Given the incredible profitability of the app development that I showed to you, and all the great bonuses I'm going to offer you, $699 would be fair, wouldn't it? However, I won't ask you to give me $699. or even $399 for that matter. Think about it. I am basically giving you a year's worth of high-end iPhone strategies that could make you hundreds of thousands of dollars. By ordering today through this video, you are going to get instant access to the whole iPhone and iPod development course, everything included in this deal, as well as the additional bonuses such as free video tutorials, reports, and interviews with the best developers, and dedicated personal support for just $99. And that's 100% guaranteed. Let me explain. With this training, your satisfaction is 100% guaranteed, and I want to make this clear. You are totally covered by my 60-day satisfaction, no questions asked guarantee. So if you don't love my course, I'll insist you take your money back. I don't see that being an issue. But I believe the last thing you want to do is give this back when you start creating your app or game. But I do want you to know, we've got you covered, and we've got your back if you're worried about this. So here's what I want you to do now. To get instant access to the iPhone Dev Secrets course, click on the big orange Add to Cart button below right now. And let's get started. Let me give you some interesting statistics real quick. There are 4 billion apps downloaded from Apple's App Store currently. Over 250 million iGadgets sold. I mean iPhones, iPods, and iPads in total. For every one paid app, there are 12 free downloaded apps, which, by the way, you can use as well for generating a revenue with list building and showing ads. There are over 250,000 approved apps in the Apple Store, and the top apps and games are averaging $10,000 per day from downloads. That's crazy if you think about it. Now think about if you could be one of them and making huge money off of it. Well, I've already been doing it for the last 6 months, as you know. And I am sure you don't want to miss the boat here. And I really want you to realize how many opportunities are out there. So get ready. Soon you are going to be among those people who really get into mobile game development. This is like if I told you 12 years ago that you can use Google AdWords to bring traffic to your site. People literally became millionaires overnight by doing the right thing at the right time. And it's the same thing with mobile games and apps now. You really don't want to miss the gold rush of apps and game sales. So get ready for the ride of your life. And I really hope my video presentation helped you get a perspective in your head of how big mobile development is for you, and how much money you potentially can make by selling your game or app. The most important part is your desire to create a game or app of your dream and make huge amounts of money by selling it. Moreover, besides money, you gain respect and recognition among the developer society. Who knows? Maybe you will become the next Gameloft. So click the magic orange Add to Cart button below and get instant access to your personal member area with all the training, videos, and bonuses so you can start creating your own app or game literally today. Look, there is so much money in having your own application, and the reason people stay clear of it is usually because they think it's way too hard to start. Let me tell you something. There's so many ways to start up your own app without any knowledge of anything app-related. All you need is the idea. That's the key. Have you heard of iFart? Well, the person who created it did not know anything about programming or app development at all. They just had the funny idea and took action to make it real. And now he is averaging about $10,000 per day from this stupidly simple application. Just think about it. How is that possible? That is huge. You see, the great thing about it is that once your app is in the App Store, it is exposed to millions and millions of iPhone users. And using the few easy tricks that I will show you, you can drive tons of dirt cheap traffic to it. And it's like a snowball. It keeps rolling and increasing in size each day. Let me ask you this. Why is it so great to have your own app or game? There are two different ways to go when having your own app. You can either go the pay route, when someone has to pay from 99 cents to $10 to buy your app. The other way is to go the free route. Most people don't even think of making their app free, but there is actually less competition, and therefore, you can make a ton of money. How? Let me show you something real quick. Stats have shown that if you have a free app that gets into the top 100 downloaded apps list in the Apple Store, The owner makes between $400 to $5,000 per day. Yes, you heard right, per day. That's a lot of money if you think about it. It obviously depends, of course, where you are on the list. That means at the least you'd be making $12,000 per month. Not too shabby for a free application. On the other hand, paid apps are a little bit harder, but you can make a ton of money as well with them. Even more than with free apps, in fact. Now the question is, how the heck can a free app make a ton of money? Most people actually miss out on this because they don't understand how free apps can generate huge amounts of money. Get ready to be amazed. Have you heard of mobile advertising platforms like AdMob, iAd, InMobi, AdPhonic, and others? Actually, it is a similar idea to pay-per-click ads from Google AdWords. Advertisers are paying somewhere from 5 cents to $7 or even $9 per click to get their ads displayed. And where do you think all these millions of ads are showing up? That's right, in your free apps. You get paid for advertising space in your app. It's just like having a popular website. People would want to advertise on your website as well. If you get in the top 100 list in the App Store, you'll average $400 to $5,000 just from having people advertising on your app. You don't even do anything but create it. It's so easy, like placing a banner on a site. And I will show you exactly how to do it. To get started right now, have your credit card ready and hit the big orange button saying Add to Cart. You can access the full training instantly after the payment. No shipping delays, no hassles. A full multimedia course with tons of step-by-step tutorials and full monthly updates for a lifetime is ready for you. And remember, you are fully covered by my 60-day, no questions guarantee. It can't be better than this. What printed book author will offer you that? Let me ask you this. As you can see, developing your own app is a real way to make huge money. But what is the reason most people will never get into the app business? The reason is most people will never realize how easy it is to make your own app. They believe in a myth that it is just way too difficult to start, and you need too much money and top-level programming skills for that. Well, I am here to finally get that out of your head. Let me tell you this. Developing your own app truly could not be any simpler than it is now. All you have to do is to think of the idea and just start following my step-by-step tutorials. Easy as that. There is also a myth that you must have a super powerful Mac computer to develop games. What if you have no Mac and use a Windows-based PC? No problem at all. There is no need to spend thousands of dollars on the newest Mac computer. You can start your development on the Windows-based PC with the several easy tricks that I am going to show in the course. We'll install a special easy Mac emulator which provides the fully functional development environment on your Windows-based PC. Now, it's your turn. Hit the magic Add to Cart button below. This is your last chance, okay? I am going to shut my offer down next Friday because I can support only 300 members in my group, and I don't want my secrets to spread out on the internet. So hit the magic Add to Cart button now, and let's get started creating your first app or game. I can't wait to see you in the training group. I can't wait to hear your success stories. I can't wait to hear how you created the game of your dream and made a ton of money with it, like other guys from my group are already doing. You've seen the proof. So go ahead, hit the magic Add to Cart button below, and it will get you instant access to the full course right now. Thanks so much for watching my presentation, and I'll see you at the other side. Still here sitting and waiting for something? Let me ask you, how will tomorrow be any different from today if you don't change your life and miss out on the opportunity to live the life you always dreamed of? So hit the magic orange button below and get started today. I really want you to do that. I really want you to be a part of this training because I know it helped a lot of people already and it is going to help you. So why wait to get started when you could literally access this entire training program today and start using it right away? Remember, all the risk is on me, and if for any reason you are not getting the results you are striving to achieve, just get in touch with me by phone or email and I will refund everything. No questions asked. Now it's your turn to develop your great game or app and get it on top of the App Store. Hit the orange button below the video and get started today. I can't wait to see you in the training center, and I can't wait to hear your success stories. So go ahead, click the button below, and I will give you instant access to the most powerful iPhone and iPad development course right now. Thank you again for watching my presentation, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.